US government will officially run out of money at the end of September. If Congress can't strike a deal by then, the government shuts down at midnight on Tuesday. So what does that mean for Americans? Millions of federal workers won't get their paychecks. National parks and museums will close. But here's the thing, tens of thousands of federal employees, including airport security staff, air traffic controllers and the military, still have to go to work without pay. Social security payments could be delayed too. We've seen shutdowns before, but this one could hit differently. The White House has asked federal agencies to prepare plans for mass layoffs. We're not talking about temporary furloughs where workers come back once the government reopens. These would be permanent. Bear in mind that about 300,000 federal workers have already been laid off or left their jobs this year. So the stakes are high and the odds don't look good. Congress last agreed a spending bill back in early 2024. Since then, they've just rolled over existing spending. Even that looks unlikely to pass this time. It would end key healthcare subsidies, so Democrats say they won't vote for it. President Trump cancelled a meeting with leading Democrats this week. In 2018, Trump walked away from negotiations in his first term. The result, a 34-day shutdown, the longest in US history. Now the clock is ticking and millions of Americans are about to feel the impact.
3 days, and if things don't change, well, it's going to impact a lot of people's lives. Number one, thousands of federal employees will be either furloughed or completely fired, losing their jobs for indefinite periods of time. Some will be fired completely by the Trump administration. In addition, many military families will be impacted because they too may be placed on furlough. National parks will close pretty soon thereafter a government shutdown begins. Eventually, if it lasts long enough, critical programs like Medicare could be impacted in terms of enrollment. And that's not all. The longer it goes, you theoretically could have reduced TSA presence at airports, which means longer wait times at airports, and so much more. Government shutdown is now 3 days away. The federal government is funded through September 30th. If they don't reach a deal, Republicans, Democrats, well, it's going to shut down on October 1st. And all signs point to a government shutdown beginning at midnight on October 1st. So spread the word because this is important. Follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. I will have much more to come very soon.
Martin Luther King said that a leader is not a searcher of consensus, they're a molder of consensus. This country needs to shut down and you all need to suffer. I told you to go on a general strike. You know what you said? I have a job I can't afford to. I have a job I can't afford to. I can't afford to. That's cool. Great. So now you're going to be forced to be uncomfortable. You're going to be forced to lose your job. You were unwilling to be uncomfortable. When you look at the civil rights movement, they were all uncomfortable. Solitary confinement. Look what happened to John Lewis. Kaepernick lost his job. Many people were beaten and mistreated, but not white Americans. Nope. I can't afford to. Oh, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Oh, I have a job. Yeah. That's called white privilege, and that's what you're still hiding behind is your whiny looks. Me. Look what happened in Nepal. They stood up and they took them out of power. You don't think those people live paycheck to paycheck? You think they're all rich? No. They did what was necessary to stop what was happening to their country. But you're not even willing to be financially uncomfortable. So now you're going to be forced to. Yes, I hope the Democrats find a backbone and don't shut it down. Do I have any faith in them? No, none, zero. But this country needs to go through this. And remember this for the people that chose to be privileged and not to be uncomfortable, how you stood behind it and watched people in concentration camps, women losing their pregnancies, people passing away. You saw people getting their arms dislocated. You saw women and men having their families broke up after 40 or 50 years, good people, and you stood by and goes, well, that really sucks, but I'm not going to stand up for them because I have to worry about myself. They're just a stranger. Cool. Then you remember that when you lose your goddamn job because you choose to sit there and watch other people suffer while you lived off of your crumbs.
This is for any Democratic congressman out there with any balls or a spine. Shut it down. The government isn't functioning anyway. Everything we need is gone. $20 billion to Argentina? Who approved that? Who voted for that? How did Congress give up their Article 1 power? And Mike Johnson will not swear in the Congresswoman from Arizona? What, she might vote to release the Epstein files?
I think when I say this, I speak for most people. Shut it down. Shut it the f- down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Folks, we're headed for a government shutdown next week, so be sure to like, share, comment, repost, do all of the things and get this out there because this administration, led by Mango Mussolini, wants to, quote, inflict maximum pain. Charming. As if we can endure any more than we are now?
The Babylonian Empire, oh my goodness, it's crumbling. Each and every other day, problems seem to, just escalate, come more and more. And this is not meant to fearmonger anybody. But ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious and it is on the news that the Babylonian Empire is, scheduled to shut down. And this is not meant to fearmonger anybody. But ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious and it is on the news that the Babylonian Empire is, scheduled to shut down.